Hi, Shabbat Tov, everyone. As you can see, I'm holding the Gemara. We're on Masechet Avodah Zara, page number 5. I thought I would also speak a few words within regards to an update within regards to the situation here in Israel, but we're kick-starting this at the moment, already making fantastic progress here inside Daf Yomi. And just a few interesting things about what's going on. We know that we're already 8-9 days into, let's just say, this conflict with Iran at the moment. And, it's put a lot of stress on a lot of people, especially here in Israel. There's all the worrying. There's psychological worrying also. Unfortunately, many people have got injured. Many people have lost their lives already. Many buildings have been ruined. But what happens is when they send a missile over from Iran, just to state over something at the onset, we get warnings, especially on the telephone, like say around 10 to 15 minutes before something's going to happen. We get a warning before something might happen, and sometimes a siren comes on, sometimes a siren doesn't come. It depends. They usually send it to the whole country where the possible areas is, and then when the siren comes, you've got like a minute or something then to shelter. But especially when the warning, you get the message on the phone like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, it ruins the whole sleep for everyone. You have to rush everyone to the safety room, especially if the siren comes on. And thank God there was nothing hit near any of the areas we were in so far. But still, it's the worry, the stress, what to do, the breakage of sleep, let's just say. It's all form of psychological, let's just say, pain. One thing for sure is it gives us an awakeness to do teshuvah, to do tehillim, and introspection. But obviously, it's not ideal. But thank God we're all okay, and we hope it stays this way. And we hope there's blessings for the whole of Israel and for the whole of the world. But today's page of the Gemara, we're on page number 5, and we're talking about different kinds, let's just say, in inverted commas, let's say, death of a person in the Torah. And this may occasionally, let's say, refer to other situations that are considered as if someone is dead. Now, we've spoken about this on various occasions before. I think Masechet Nedarim, on various places, maybe possibly in Tractate Nazir, we did a video talking about this specific topic. There are 4 situations where someone who is still alive can be considered dead. One of them is a poor person, also known as an oni. Another person is a blind person, also known in Hebrew as a suma. Another one is someone who suffers from biblical leprosy, naturally called Metzora. This very much we learn about Parshat Metzora in the book of Vayikra. And another one is someone who, God forbid, is childless, known as a mi she'en lo banim. These are 4 people, let's just say, that could be considered, let's just say, not alive in different situations. Now, the Gemara is going to offer support for each of these biblical passages, each of these things. So, first of all, poverty, and oni, let's just say a poor person. What's the source for this? Okay, so after spending time exiled from his home, Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, is told that he can return to Egypt, since all of those who desired his life had died. This is what we learn in chapter 4 in Shemot. The Gemara identifies those who desired his life as Datan and Aviram. This is consistent with the sage's identification of all unnamed enemies of Moshe. The 2 fighting Hebrews, if we learn about in Shemot chapter number 2, with these people, although we know that they remained alive, they apparently had lost their influence and ability to harm Moshe. Now, it's interesting. The Iyun Yaakov is going to teach that we find the idea that poverty is worse than death through many sources, Makorot. Since it is ongoing, it's also seen as painful experience. And the commentator, the Maharsha, explains that the passage brought in the Gemara that parallels the experience of poverty to that of Adam, based on the passage in Tehillim in chapter 82, verse number 7, is to be understood as follows. Just as Adam was condemned to suffer in this world, as we see in Parshat Bereshit, chapter number 3, similarly this individual will suffer oppression and poverty. So the first form is someone that's poor. That is a form of, let's just say, death. Then blindness, someone that can't see. There's a support for this in the book of Eika, Megillat Eika, which we read about in the day of Tisha B'Av. It parallels blindness with death. Then in Metzora, how is this? We know that when Miriam, Moshe Rabbeinu's sister, we learn about at the end of Parshat Ba'alotcha, which was only just over a week ago, she is struck with leprosy. Aaron's appeal to Moshe to pray on her behalf suggests that she is in a situation, let's say, similar to have to death at this point in time, and that's in chapter number 12 in the book of Bamidbar. Someone childless, how is that comparative to someone that is not considered alive? Because when Rachel turns to Yaakov Avinu and demands children, she insists that without children she will be considered as one who is dead. This is in Sefer Bereshit, chapter number 30, verse number 1. I believe this is in Parshat Vayetze, if I'm not mistaken. But so these are four ways with the supports biblically from the passages within regards to how this is referred to as four different kinds of death of a situation. So we learned this about in page number 5 over here in Masechet Avodah Zara. Please, we've been doing this now for more than 3 years, these tidbit videos, even more. Phenomenal achievement. We've done about 1,100 videos on Daf Yomi, naturally, so that's absolutely amazing. Please, everyone be well. Wishing you blessings from Israel. Let's hope there's just good things all over the world. And keep in touch. And thanks very much for all your fantastic feedback. Wishing you a Shavua Tov V'rach. And take care and be well.